Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moms in Real Estate's Girl Educate Yourself. I am Kristen Cantrell.
I'm Angela Fazio, and today's guest is from Oklahoma. Her name is Ashley Schubert, and we're really excited to have her.
Yes, Ashley, why don't you give us a little background on who you are?
Hi guys, my name is Ashley Schubert. I am a mom of five. I have 5 kids, 1 girl and 4 boys. So 8 years old and younger. So I've basically had a baby every even year since 2012. Let that sink in.
So crazy. And this is why her topic today is building a business while raising newborns, right? So that's hard. And you've got definitely expertise in this area.
Yeah, I feel like an expert without like the professional training of being an expert. I am the hands-on training mom in this area. I've been in real estate since 2012. So I started off as a single agent and started a team a few years after, and then started a brokerage in 2019. So now I still actively sell real estate and then am a brokerage co-owner here in Oklahoma.
So I don't want to hear any weenie excuses from anyone ever again. She's got 5 kids. She does real estate herself full time, and she runs a brokerage called Flourish, which is awesome. With 40 agents, right?
Yep.
You're no weenie.
Yeah, she's a rock star to say the least.
Yep. I like to say do it afraid, because we all have things we're afraid of, and you just got to push through the afraid and do it anyway.
That's right. I agree.
Absolutely.
So give us your tips. Give us your magic superpower secrets.
Okay. So I wrote down some tips for you guys, and this is more focused on like newborns and very young babies. Like I said, I've done this 5 times, so I've kind of learned how to do it. Now, I won't say I always have done it perfectly. I think I've learned each time, but these are the things I've learned that have worked for me. So when you first start in real estate and you're having babies while you're working, it's like you don't want people to think you're too busy for real estate. You want people to see, I can do it all. Like I've got it all together and I can do it all. And I'm definitely guilty of doing that right along with you. I think it's super important to give yourself grace and to realize, God's blessed you into being a mom. And while you still want to run your business, it's probably not going to go flawlessly every day. I think it's important to do your best, pray every morning, and, conquer it. But know that you're going to make bumps and you're going to have hiccups and your mom brain's going to kick in and you're going to forget things, and that's okay. So I put that at the top of the list. Give yourself grace, and no day will be perfect.
I think that's so important, because it's just so natural especially when you become a new mom, to just constantly beat yourself up and just to constantly have a reminder to give yourself grace. And exactly what you said, every day is not going to be perfect, and you have to expect that. You can't expect it to go perfect. So
that's setting the expectation that it's not going to be a perfect day any day, but most days can be great.
That's right. It doesn't have to be perfect to be great.
That's right. So I think it's really important to remember that you can do it. You can totally do this. Have faith in yourself, and most importantly in God, that He has called you to be a mom and to have this platform of running a real estate business. And I just think it's so important for women to know you can do both simultaneously. And sometimes women just need to hear those words, you can do it. You can do hard things. That's what I tell a lot of my agents who are really struggling being a mom and running their real estate business. Every woman in our brokerage, except for one currently, is a mom. And so I repeatedly tell them, you can do hard things. Mm-hmm. Especially in the summer, all our kids are out of school. We're juggling, we're balancing. You can do hard things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and it's good to do hard things. We just spoke with a wonderful woman from Florida, and she says nothing that's worth doing, nothing that's spectacular, is going to be easy. Mm-hmm. It's going to have lots of difficulties and challenges, or else you're just going from mediocre. Mm-hmm. So if you embrace that concept, you can do hard things, and it's worth it.
Absolutely. And you ladies know, once you've been in the business a while, I think people look at you and say, well, it's easy for you now. You've got it figured out, and I like to tell them it never gets easier. It's always going to be hard, but it will get better. You get stronger, you get wiser, you learn to let stuff roll off your shoulders. That's in business and that's in being a mom, as you guys know. I think as a new mom, things are big deals. And then as you go on, you're like, just let it roll off, not a big deal. They can cry for a minute. I can do this. So that's an important part of it. Now I'm going to get into some super practical things for a new mom. And if you want to simultaneously have your baby and work, invest in a good baby carrier or two. So if baby's going to go with you for the first 6 months, that's kind of my standard is baby comes with me for the first 6 months and then he goes into a childcare program, which for me has been Mother's Day out in years past. So you need a good baby carrier. For the first 6 months, I really recommend a ring sling. I should have brought mine with you. I would have demoed it. But basically, it's 2 rings that go on your shoulder, and it's a big wrap. Those work great for the first 6 months because you can cinch it up close to you. Baby feels very connected and close to you. He or she's right on your heart. And so they're wonderful. And ring slings are easy to adjust because you just pull on them and adjust them. So
I loved having baby carriers. Those were a game changer for me. I feel like my kids were just so much calmer in them too.
I don't think they had them when I had babies.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot.
So you have to get one.
You have to get one. And then once they get over 6 months, I would recommend switching to an Ergo baby carrier, ERGO. I've actually had mine since my first was born. So that was 8.5 years ago. When I bought it, it was $100. Back then that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, I can't believe you spent $100 on this thing. And literally it's lasted for 5 babies, 8 years. And he's like, well, that was the best investment you ever made.
Right?
I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look it up.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
They're wonderful. So I would recommend getting a ring sling and a baby carrier so that, your hands are free. You can go anywhere. I've gone on hiking trails, stores, the zoo. I mean, you take that thing anywhere. It's in my car all the time. So I highly recommend that. Also, if you're planning to breastfeed, you need to invest in some really good nursing clothes. Some of them are an investment, but if you feel comfortable in it and confident, it's going to make your whole experience so much better. I have 2 brands I recommend. One is called Latched Mama, Latched, and then MAMA, and that's pretty much my whole closet. But the other one is called Kindred Bravely. So those are my 2, and they both provide nursing wear that keeps you covered on the top and then allows you to lift up and feed. And so it's super discreet. Most people don't even know you're feeding baby, and you feel normal. You don't feel like you're wearing a huge scarf over you. You know how those things used to be? It was a thing and a big, it's just bulky and it's
I never could breastfeed in public because I had the huge thing and I would be sweating and it was so uncomfortable. Yeah. So that is such good advice.
You must be, I just did the math. So you have been either breastfeeding or pregnant for 8.5 years.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. Breastfeeding was the best. I love
it. I'm a huge proponent of breastfeeding.
Yes.
Anything I can do to help moms have a successful breastfeeding journey, I'm in.
Same.
Yeah. I used to always extra pump. So my freezer was was kind of like a game for me. I'd have breast milk everywhere and people come over and I love breast milk. This is gold and I'm making
look at gold. It's scary how we are.
I know.
It's crazy. We get competitive with our own breasts. And
same. I had one of my babies. I donated 850 ounces after I'd nursed him for 19 months. It made me feel like a warrior.
It does.
Yes.
Something's wrong with us, but it's awesome.
I told my 4-year-old the other day, I forget why, but I told him I made you. Yes, whatever it was saying. And he goes, you didn't make me, God made me. I was like, oh, dang.
That's what my kids would say. It's true. I just grew you in my body.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Do you still have more tips?
More tips?
Yeah.
So my next one would be make a game plan when you're pregnant for after baby arrives. Don't wait until baby arrives to start making your game plan. It's really important while you're still pregnant to think about what you want in your work-life balance journey. So go ahead and think about, how long do I want to take a maternity leave? You know, in real estate, it's like, oh, I can't ever fully say I took a maternity leave, but I took time at home. How long do you want to do that? Don't be afraid to ask some helpers like buyer's agents or transaction coordinator, someone who can go to appointments for you where you don't feel like you have to physically be there. That's what I've learned that has helped me tremendously. Probably with my last two is like, I don't have to be at everything. I don't have to be at everything. You know, I can FaceTime in on inspections. I can FaceTime in on closings. I don't have to be there for the first 2 weeks of my baby's life. Now, if I want to be, that's my choice, and that's okay too. But think about what matters to you and what you want to do, and start planning that while you're still pregnant. Ask for help, utilize that in the ways I just said, and get help at home. You are a successful, you know, strong woman, and it's okay to ask for help. If you need help with laundry, if you need help with dishes, grocery pickup, lighten your load and be okay with that. I learned a very important tip from Craig Groeschel, who is the pastor of Life Church. He's actually here in Oklahoma, so we run into him sometimes. He says, only do what only you can do.
Yeah.
So what you do very, very well, focus on those things and delegate the rest.
Love that.
I love it too. I love it too. That's great.
And then one more tip, plan your work days ahead of time, even while you're still pregnant. Go ahead and think about it. When am I going to work? Where am I going to work? How long? And what am I going to do with baby while I'm working? Can he come with me? Is there a babysitter where I can drop him off for 2 hours? Is there a Mother's Day Out program? Well, when can I sign up for that? Line that up while you're still pregnant. It's going to take so much pressure off of you.
Especially if you start talking about it like it's okay before you have the baby. So that will everyone's expectations are, this is how, you know, you won't even have to feel, usually it's all in your head. You won't have to feel that same amount of guilt or whatever some people feel. You've already declared it. This is how I'm going to be running things, and you'll feel better about it. I love it. Thank you so much.
And that's one more tip. Over-communicate with clients, with the people helping you, with your husband.
When I say your husband.
Seriously, with yourself, like over-communicate your plans.
Yes.
Wow.
Such good advice. I love it. I actually have like 10 people I want to send this to already. I know all these pregnant women right now, or people that just have babies. So I'm going to send it over to
I'm going to hold the book up because this is my book I wrote. It's called Raising a Business and Babies. It's on Amazon. And if you're trying to balance both, I think this will help you.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. What a blessing. What a blessing. We're wrapping up quick because we want to make the IGTV, but you are a blessing. Hey guys, if you're listening to this, don't forget our Flourish event, November 4th and 5th in Chandler, Arizona. Keep your eyes out for the details and save that date.
And just so you know, Ashley is coming out to speak at it. So definitely be there.
I'm excited.
Thank you so much. Stay on. I'll see you soon.